The science of BioSweep, permanent odor removal and decontamination solutions. Our generators are active recirculatory machines that use ambient air and neutral pressure. The air flows in through vents at the bottom of the machine, up through the chamber, and out the top. The elements used inside the chamber are O2, oxygen from the air we breathe, and H2O, the humidity in the air. They flow into vents at the bottom of the machine and up into the chamber where a chemical reaction takes place. The inside chamber of the BioSweep generator is coated with a proprietary metal oxide. Additionally, there is a specialized multiband array of UV lights. When the machine is powered on, the proprietary coating absorbs the bands of UV light, generating a photocatalytic reaction that creates a powerful oxyradical plasma consisting of hydroxyl radicals, singlet oxygen, purified oxygen, trivalent oxygen, otherwise known as ozone, and vaporized hydrogen peroxide. Any volatile organic compounds, VOCs, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PHSs, better known as odor molecules, and pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and airborne mold spores entering the chamber are eradicated at the molecular level. Just prior to exiting the chamber, the hydroxyl radicals begin to deteriorate rapidly. The remaining elements from the powerful oxyradical plasma are exported from the top of the machine. The vaporized hydrogen peroxide is produced from the photocatalytic reaction in the chamber. There are no added chemicals or liquids used. The ozone is also produced from the photocatalytic reaction in the chamber. As such, there are no nitrogen oxides present. As BioSweep is an active recirculatory system, the air continues to circulate through the machines while they're powered on. With each turn of the air, the radical potency of the oxyradical plasma increases greatly. VOCs, PAHs, and pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and airborne mold spores in the air and on surfaces throughout the contained structure are eradicated at the molecular level. Let's compare BioSweep to the leading deodorization methods used by most restoration contractors today, ozone and hydroxyl generators. As presented earlier, BioSweep generators produce a powerful oxyradical plasma that fills the contained structure and permeates all porous building materials and contents. High-output ozone generators create an electric discharge that splits oxygen molecules into single atoms that attach to purified oxygen molecules in the air to form ozone. Hydroxyl generators create a photocatalytic reaction inside the machine's chamber to produce hydroxyl radicals in addition to ozone. The export vapor from a BioSweep generator is the extremely potent oxyradical plasma. Ozone machines export ozone in addition to nitrogen oxides. Hydroxyl generators export only a very low-grade ozone. Any hydroxyl radicals produced inside the machine completely decay before exiting the machine. BioSweep generators, as well as hydroxyl generators, produce no hazardous byproducts, whereas ozone generators produce the hazardous byproduct, nitrogen oxide. BioSweep generators are excellent in removing odors from HVAC systems, whereas ozone generators have limited use due to the hazardous byproduct nitrogen oxide. Hydroxyl generators are not suitable to treat HVAC systems at all. BioSweep generators have exceedingly fast treatment times. A 2,000 square foot structure can be treated in under 24 hours, whereas ozone generators would take up to 240 hours for the same size structure. Hydroxyl generators take even longer, upwards of 480 hours. What really sets BioSweep generators apart from ozone and hydroxyl generators is our guarantee. We guarantee to permanently remove the odor, whereas restoration companies using ozone and hydroxyl generators do not. It's that simple. A negative of ozone generators is they are not recirculatory systems. Furthermore, ozone generators do not produce sufficient levels of ozone in a large space to break down odors. Probably the greatest negative of all is that ozone generators produce highly corrosive nitrogen oxides that are detrimental to many building materials and contents. A negative of hydroxyl generators is they are not proven to produce hydroxyl radicals inside the machine's chamber. Moreover, hydroxyl generators produce an extremely low level of ozone. The reason is so people can work alongside the machines while they run. The biggest negative of all is that the structure being treated is not contained. Therefore, the ozone produced by hydroxyl generators will never reach sufficient levels to eliminate odors. Other deodorization methods employed by restoration companies include thermal fogging, vaporized hydrogen peroxide fogging, chlorine dioxide fogging, and the use of chemical masking agents. Thermal fogging is based on the concept of forcing the pores of materials to open with heat so that the odor can be reached and chemically neutralized. The reality is that thermal fogging cannot force the pores of building materials to open. The fogging consists of products that contain petroleum distillates, oil, as a primary constituent. It cannot break down odor, rather it coats surfaces with a wide range of scented chemicals that essentially masks the odor on the applied surface. Thermal fogging is absolutely not suitable for the treatment of contents. Most VHP systems atomize and disperse a liquid through an oscillating nozzle or a handheld spray gun. It only reaches where the technician sprays and does not permeate porous surfaces. Furthermore, it evaporates fairly quickly. VHP fogging does not break down challenging fire smoke odor molecules, nor is it safe for treating contents due to bleaching concerns. Lastly, it leaves a wet feel on surfaces. Chlorine dioxide fogging is activated by one of two methods: adding water to sodium chloride tablets or powder, or through the use of phosphoric, hydrochloric, or sulfuric acid. During application, the chlorine dioxide molecule is set in a small water droplet and falls out of the air very quickly, resulting in haphazard coverage. It becomes inert within minutes and leaves a light residue on exposed surfaces that can have a pungent odor. Chlorine dioxide is not EPA approved for HVAC systems and cannot be used for contents. Chemical masking agents are scented liquids, discs, or cartridges that are dispersed into the ambient air. These fragrances, essential oils, are chemically formulated and do nothing to break down odor or penetrate porous surfaces. They generally contain cinnamon, camphor oil, methyl salicylate, and amyl acetate. Chemical masking agents do not break down easily if over-applied and can trigger chemical sensitivities. In conclusion, let's review some key points that validate why BioSweep is better than conventional odor removal services offered by restoration companies. Our powerful oxyradical plasma fills the entire structure and penetrates all porous building materials and contents, eradicating odor at the molecular level. We have extremely fast treatment times. Tear out of building materials as well as pack out of contents are minimized, as are additional living expenses and business interruption. We don't produce corrosive or harmful byproducts such as nitrogen oxides, which can degrade building materials and harm contents. We're the only company in North America with the standalone service of permanently eradicating odors with our proven proprietary technology. There are no conflicts of interest with your claim. BioSweep is not a restoration company. Therefore, we have no financial gain in the physical restoration of your claim. Results are guaranteed.